years, but the previous 9 seasons, they were not so prosperous for Moon. During that period, the Tigers won a total of only 9 games. Moon's primarily a swimming and a soccer school, but yeah, Moon's 1998 defense is simply legendary. They've given up 3.4 points per game. This defense has given up just 48 points all season long. That's tops in the state.
Gary, Mark Capuano has really done a wonderful job with Moon. This year they finished 3rd in the Parkway Conference, parlayed a couple of upsets. How do you get your team ready? You know, Allentown Central Catholic last year rode in the top 5 all year long in the state before being upset by Manheim Central in the PAA semifinals. How do you get your team ready for this atmosphere? You got a 4-hour ride. Everybody in town looks to be here. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't think you worry too much about the 4-hour ride at this point, but you do worry about doing the things that you do very well. And again, when you talk about defense, we'll come back to that in just a moment.
Get down on the field. We'll give you a flavor of what it's like right at the 50. Let's go inside here.
White will be our umpire today. I've got the coin. That's a tail, and that's a head. You call it while it's in the air. Call it so he can hear it. He called a head. It is a tail. You've won the toss. You're going to defer. You're going to receive. Which way you're going to kick? You put your backs up here, please. White's down here. Green won the toss, and they defer. White will receive. Great ball game, gentlemen.
I wonder if the NFL officials are watching how that's done.
Yeah. Here's that Moon defense we were talking about. The big hammer on this whole thing. John Rogers, Mark, we're going to call his name all night long, but 13 different players with 20 or more solo tackles. That's like frightening numbers right there.
Rogers, 265, Mickey Keene, 255. Yeah, up front they are very big, very physical. Here you see the offense for Moon, Joe Tobin. Great tailback. We're going to call his name a lot, too. And Pat Miller, we're watching him in warm-ups. Very fine quarterback's got a big arm.
Chris Zona, 6'4", big target, 190 pounds. Well, every sporting event starts with the same theme. It's called the National Anthem. We'll take you around the Hershey Park Stadium. I think they're very proud here in Hershey to be hosting the state championships for the first time since 1991. And let's take you around for the National Anthem right now. Camera action. Let's get it on in AAA. Allentown Central Catholic and Moon. Moon, as we mentioned, 12-2, but they avenged their 1 loss of the year. As we look at the Allentown Central Catholic defense, and one guy, Casey Williams, has been sensational for ACC throughout this year.
Casey Williams, yeah. Victor Montas has come up with some big plays as well. Excellent defense on Allentown Central Catholics. I mean, you wouldn't be here without a tough defense. Doug Howard, we're going to see him go both ways tonight. Quarterback Mike Martin, and you mentioned John Couples, some very, very fine players.
We were talking earlier, Jed, about what you do to get ready for this game tonight if you're both teams. And really, there's 2 things you have to talk about. Number 1 is focus. You have to be focused in on the task at hand. I think both these coaches are adept at doing that. Number 2, you have to be ready to attack and adjust. The double A's, we call them. Attack with what you know, attack with what you do well. For Moon, that's great defense. For Allentown Central, that's relentless offense. And then on the other side, be ready to adjust to some new wrinkles that you may not have seen before. And if you could do those 3 things tonight, you're going to win a championship in the state of Pennsylvania.
John Ute, whose 33-yard field goal got them here, getting through the Eastern Final against Strathaven, which had upset mighty Berwick. And we are ready to get going. Ute meets the football. And the deep man going to be taken here by Ben Cole. Cole looks for a seam, gets to the outside. Does he have enough speed for the corner? Not much to the 19-yard line. Tackle is made for Mike Martin, a 5'10", 185-pound senior. Well, optimum conditions. All right, we're talking cold, but no wind, which makes it comfortable. This is manageable as we look at the opening kickoff. This is where ACC will kill you. It's on the wing with their speed.
Here's some great pursuit by number 80, Scott Ludy. Watch him come down here. Number 45 slows him up. That is Mike Martin. And then Ludy came in to finish the change. But that's excellent pursuit laterally on the kickoff team for Allentown Central Catholic.
Pat Miller, he's only gotten better. First-year starter. He's the quarterback.
Great wrestler.
For Moon. One guy is T.J. Kopp. We'll call his name an awful lot. Powering it up. Kopp for a gain of maybe 1.5 yards, and that is all. Or Tobin, rather, on the carry. Tobin, a 5'10", 180-pounder. Opening minute of this football game, Moon Township. They're right near the airport in suburban Pittsburgh, if that gives you an idea of area code.
Yeah, they're on the glide path, they say, coming into the Pittsburgh International Airport.
Hand off to the outside. Kopp, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. Casey Williams, he's sensational. He's a senior, 6'2", 230 pounds, and we're going to get an idea just how good this young man really is at that defensive end spot. It's like he almost saw the play in the huddle here.
Watch him focus on the block here. Always focus on the block, feeling the defender, and then just pushing him away and going in and taking down the back.
That's just a big-time play by the defensive end, Casey Williams. Also, Sean Pressman comes in to help out as well. Swarming defense so far for Allentown Central Catholic in this ball game. Allentown Central Catholic had an excellent year, but it didn't start off that way. Started off with a loss to Whitehall, but they've pieced together a 13-game winning streak to get to Hershey here and the AAA final.
Jason Thompson into the game at a wide receiver. Back goes Martin, and he is under heavy pressure. Pass complete, but for a loss. Tim Morrow's got it. Back at the 14-yard line, and ACC crawled all over him. James Seagreaves, he's another senior, and he got in there as well.
One of the things that Allentown Central Catholic is really aware of here tonight is trying to pursue. Moon trying to take advantage of it here, but never really sold the screen pass very well.
Well, 3 and out. It's 4th and 14 right now, and Moon will be forced to punt. This is where Allentown Central Catholic hopes to get a big advantage. Victor Montes, 5'11" junior, back near midfield to take the punt. Oh, they almost got in there, Mike. No. Here Bob Newberry, the lead official, saying nope, didn't get him. As far as the roughing call, and they'll down it at about the 47-yard line. Good field position here for Allentown Central Catholic.
Touching.
Well, ACC, there's nothing subtle about this offense here. There's their starting offensive front. Many of the same guys that we talked about. Seagreaves outstanding, as is Williams. Strauss is an old reliable.
And Coach Jim Morgan says, you know, we don't have a lot of players that are going to go to Division I schools and play football. A lot of Division II guys, Division III guys, but these guys just like to play. They have good spirit, and they just love the game, and they're a great team in every concept of the world.
It's the Delaware wing tee, the old standard look. Hand off Jared Golly, and he can't get anywhere on the outside, and Moon is showing off their impressive defense. They're statistically backed up with some resounding numbers, not only the 9 shutouts. Huntington, who they beat in the Western Final last week, was leading the state, averaging 48 points per game. And Tim Morrow is one of the big guys in there. And Nathan Crawford out of that strong safety spot can really play the run well.
Yeah, just made the first tackle of the game for him, too.
Ball at the 45. As you get a look at the other ones, we'll talk about them all night long. Loss of 2 on that play as ACC going in motion. Handoff going to go to the big fullback. Couples has a big hole, has 5, has 10, has 15. All the way down to the Moon 40-yard line. And Couples is a hammer. And you get him in the lane, you better not get an arm, you better get a shoulder on him.
Watch this hole open up. Good block on Tim Morrow right there. Hole opens up through the middle, and Couples knows what to do with it. He rambles across midfield into Moon territory. You know, Moon's defense, it is absolutely legendary in the Pittsburgh area. They've got a nickname. Their nickname is Zero Tolerance. And why not? With 9 shutouts posted throughout the year and the postseason, they put up with 0 tolerance.
Allentown Central caught him in a linebacker blitz that time, too. That's why he was so quickly into the secondary.
A lot of movement. Might get a flag there as they hand it off for Doug Howard. Well, multiple movement with the wing tee at times.
That's
this
tough.
time 7 or 8 guys switch positions.
Yeah, you've got a lot of guys switching positions. That's what the wing tee offense is all about. And there you see the laundry fly in the back of the picture. But yeah, it takes a very disciplined team. And Allentown Central Catholic runs a very disciplined offense. But these things will happen. You as a coach, you have to sacrifice these type of penalties, motion penalties, when you opt to run the wing tee offense.
Only one player allowed in motion.
Decline. Second down.
Here's Bob Newberry. He's out of District 3.
Also a heck of a basketball official, too.
Yeah, he's one of the top arbiters on the field that you're going to find in this state. This game is in good hands here. Not that the other ones aren't, but I think you and I both have known Bob for years, and he'll tell you exactly what's going on.
Yeah, Bob's not afraid to speak his
know
mind.
exactly where they stand here. Multiple option, McCory going to hand off. Second man through this time for ACC is Dominic Cardine. Not much there, maybe a yard, and that is all. In on the stop, Alex Philo, a 5'10", 175-pound senior.
One of the things that the Allentown Central crew was worried about tonight was the over-rushing, so to speak, of Moon area as they try to come in hard, and they really pursue and over-pursue, so they want to show a lot of counter motion tonight. You saw it on that play right there.
Facing 3rd and 10, Moon's got him right where you want it, right? 3rd and long. This is a key down all night long. Not that it isn't in any football game. In this one, it's magnified because of the aerial game. McGorry back for the first time. Down the middle, it's almost intercepted, caught and dropped by Chris Heaton, a junior. Had it in his sights, had it in his hands, couldn't hold on. It'll be 4th and 10, and ACC will be forced to punt.
Well, you almost wonder if McGorry and his intended receiver were on the same page. Receiver really not in the area. McGorry, the nice-looking spiral. He has thrown for over 1,000 yards this year. Allentown Central Catholic, they can throw the ball when they want to. McGorry, a great athlete running that wing tee.
Very mature defense, showed you a nice zone look that time, and I think confused the quarterback a little bit.
Casey Williams will drop back and punt. He gets a 9-iron shot. Good. Takes an Allentown bounce. Still going, and it bleeds to the 4-yard line. Well, Allentown Central Catholic play a game of field position in this chess match early. 7:33 to go in the opening quarter. Great to have you wherever you are in Pennsylvania. PIAA, in association with the Pennsylvania Cable Network, the WITF production crew on hand. This is our 6th year together. And we are back in Chocolatetown. First time the tournament has been here since 1991. Altoona had done such a wonderful job for the last 5 years, and Hershey will take the tournament now for the next couple. All right, big possession here. Pat Miller under center. They've already had a feel for things. Handoff, second man through this. A good running back, Joe Tobin. Not much room to the 5, maybe a yard. Allentown Central Catholic's crawling all over the line of scrimmage.
Good running back, I'll say. Joe Tobin, number 25. He has run for over 1,500 yards, 14.
They just don't, I don't know if they have the manpower, and they had to have some injuries to just face this onslaught of, you know, guys at 275, 300 pounds on offensive line. They're all healthy. Central Bucks West just looks like a scary outfit coming in Hershey.
11-3 on the year. Let's take a look at Newcastle's schedule on the season. District 7, WPIAL, as all the representatives coming from the West. And I think you look at 11-3, Gordon, and you think, well, maybe not that dominating, but they're here and they won the games that they needed to win to get here.
Well, some say that football in the WPIAL wasn't what it's been in the past. I disagree. I think it was more balanced. I think some of these teams were pretty good. I think it's been underrated and unfairly maligned. The WPIAL football was good this year. They don't do a lot of the diversified things that some of the best teams in the East does, and they don't have the kind of size and power football that they once had. But they're scrappy, they're tough, they're good football players. Joe Cowart wears a bandana, there's a quarterback. He's got a heartbeat on this outside of his uniform. That counts for a lot. You know, Mike Pettin believes that the driving force, the difference between winning and being great football teams and just being another good football team that maybe gets somewhere in the playoffs, and that is emotion. Can you get that emotional lift? And Mike Pettin will always tell you, I'm concerned. My guys have been up for 29 straight weeks. Can we do it?